So 2 free throws here for the Raging Bull. It takes a lot of guts to try and do that with the Villanueva attacking the hoop. Change in personnel here. Montilla will sit down in favor of veteran guard Aris Dimona, who used to play many years with Ginebra.
I think this is already his 4th stop in his PBA career. Played for Air 21, played for Coca-Cola, played for Ginebra, and then moved over here to join then coach Leo Isaac, whom he used to play for in the PBL for a long while.
Al-Jamal against Tubid. And now Alonzo. Shot clock down to 5. Alonzo makes his move. Shot clock down to 2. Nice defense by Willie Wilson.
This is exactly the reason why Coach Jungi Chicos put in Willie Wilson to keep in step with Leon Horda. The Horda has really been playing extremely well here for the Coffee Masters. Leading local scorer, close to 11 a ball game, has played big games in the last 2 outings for the Barakos.
27-22 in favor of Ginebra. Tubid fires away. And katulakan doon si Wilson and Horda. Loose ball foul against Willie Wilson.
Anytime you have applied the zone defense against your opponent, you always want to remind your players to contest every jumper and not give an open look.
Eight and 40 remaining in the first half. Dimaunan to Alonzo. And now Al-Jamal. Shot clock down to 8. Al-Jamal has been unsuccessful with his outside shots in the first half.
0-3 so far for Yusuf Al-Jamal.
Miller outside Tubid. Tubid for 3. And Vergara pushes the pace here.
This is the way he applies pressure on the transition defense of the opponent. Sucks the defense towards him and then creates a scoring opportunity for his teammate. Lahorda is a master at that short jumper from the elbow. First 2 points in the ballgame for Leon Lahorda.
And don't look now, it's just a 3-point game para sa Ginebra, 27-24.
Alam mo, Miko, ang nawawala sa Ginebra is yung energy. No, something that the crowd really has been searching for, yung energy. They will make 1 or 2 runs throughout the course of the game, but normally the energy factor is something that they really utilize to their advantage from the get-go, and that is something that we have been that has been missing for Ginebra in the last 2 or 3 games.
Which is surprising because they do have players who can run. I mean, they still have the fast interference of the floor.
Well, it goes without yes, it goes without saying that for you to be able to run, you have to make the multiple defensive stops. They're controlling the rebounds, yes, they need the league, but they have to make the stops for them to run, and then they have to make good with their fast break attacks. Doon nila nakukuha yung energy level nila, and it also helps them when the crowd is behind them. At ngayon, this is to the advantage of the Barakos in ganitong klaseng tempo. The crowd is silent, the energy is quite flat, and that's why the Barakos managed to pull off a huge run here. Deficit is only down to 4. Lucky for Ginebra, Willie Wilson is playing solid defense.
I'm sure the fans of Ginebra, sila rin, no, inaaral nila kung bakit yung kanilang paborito kuponan na hindi talaga umaangat, no, sa team standings. I mean, wala sila sa baba, pero wala din sila dun sa ibabaw. So they're somewhere in between. And a term that is always used, no, pag you look at a talented team, may mga player naman, is having balance.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, number 1, you have to have players who like to play with each other. Number 2, you have to have players who enjoy playing with each other. And that is wherein chemistry is formed. But chemistry and liking to play with each other takes time. It really takes time. It's a process na hindi mo maipaliwanag, dahil kung maipapaliwanag mo yan, lahat ng team siya nang hahanapin. It just happens. There's a special bond that sometimes just clicks, and before you know it, you're on your way just to the top.
It's great how you say that it's something that's elusive, as Monroe connects. Elusive, hard to explain.
Hard to explain,
but when you see it, you know it.
You ride the crest. You ride the crest, and
see it, you know it.
therein lies the magic.
We'll talk more about the magic when we return. 29-28, Ginebra by 1. And get a chance to watch your favorite PBA players live. Just text Solar Space PBA Space the mystery keyword and send to 2600 for a chance to win tickets to the games. Ang mystery keyword po natin ay hindi na po mystery, sasabihin na po namin buzzer.
Alam mo ba ang pronunciation ni Richard De Rosaro dyan?
Ano?
Buzzer.
Carlos Buzzer. Ayan. Ay, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang PBA Wednesday on Solar TV. Totoo po kami. Hindi po hologram yan. Ayan. Pinapawisan pa. And we're so glad we can bring you today's doubleheader from the Big Dome. Inyo pong pinapanood ang labanang Ginebra at Barako Energy Coffee Masters. Samantalang mamaya naman maghaharap ang Alaska at ang Santa Lucia Realtors.
Nice play for the Gin King, setting up Willie Miller, who scores his first 2 points of the ball game. Willie Miller was averaging 17 in the first 4 games for Alaska. Ever since he made his move to Ginebra, numbers are down. Only 8 points in the last 3 games for the Thriller Miller.
Only goes to show that it is never easy when you go into a new situation, no matter how talented you are. You enter a new situation, mamamahe ka kahit paano.
You have to fit in. And it also takes time. Easier if you would make your move in the preseason. Gives you time to get accustomed to the rest of your teammates. But during the midseason, it's definitely a different story.
Nearing the halfway mark of the second quarter, Kagiwa with the basketball, and here's Salino Cruz. 4-point game para sa Ginebra, 32-28. Miller hand off to Kagiwa. Miller gets the ball back. Here's Salino Cruz, goes left. Goes back to Miller. Shot clock down to 6. You know, one of the signs that the player is not that comfortable with a system or with the team is when that outside shot is not falling.
Yes. Medyo conscious ka pa dyan na makasabihin hindi mo hinahanap yung mga kasama mo, and you want to take your shots within the flow of the offense. And the offense that Willie Miller has known over the last 5-6 years is a triangle offense. And this is a different philosophy and offense that he is faced right now. And he is trying to get used to the fact that he doesn't dominate the ball most of the time. Unlike sa Alaska, every possession sa kanilang triangle, look, hahawakan niya yan.
Dumadaan sa kanya.
May ISO sa gilid, may backdoor, may catch and shoot. But this is a different lineup that he has. A multi-talented lineup full of superstars in the fold of the Gin Kings.
Monroe fires, and Menor lost the ball, tap out by Yancy De Ocampo.
Saka yung minuto niya ron sa Alaska, napakahaba.
Ibang-iba.
Halos 40
you have
minutes
so
ang
much
nilalaro
time
niya.
to get into the flow of the game. Huh?
Of course, he can relax in the first half, pour it on in the second half. Pwede siyang mamili kung anong quarter siya kakayod ng gusto. But not here. He has to learn how Coach Jong thinks, has to learn how to get his points within the offensive flow, and he has to learn how to get his teammates likewise get comfortable playing with him.
Here's the maunahan. Missed three-pointer. Last touch on Miller. You know, yung kunyari pagka-immerse, yung Willie Miller's immersion in the triangle, it not only happens in games, but in practice.
It takes a lot.
Meaning
Yes.
every day for the last how many years, he has been working in the context of the triangle
Correct.
offense.
And he has to unlearn that. Of course, itong si Willie Miller is a 2-time MVP. But somehow, if it's already within your system, you have to unlearn some of the things that you have adapted to over the last 3, 4, or 5 years.
Now here's Wilson. Menk against Reyes. Nice block by Monroe on the help defense. 5 blocks, huh? Wow. Mala Dwight Howard, huh?
At pag ang iyong import, pag ang iyong reinforcement understands the importance of making the necessary stops, you are in a good situation. 16 points for Sammy Monroe, but 4 blocks, 5 blocks on the defensive end. That's the reason why they're only 2 points away here from the Gin Kings. Look at that defensive stop, and once again, fueling the running game of the Coffee Masters.
This by Oji Menor. Rudy Hatfield back on the floor to replace Wilson, and Miller will sit down.